Passion show, and it's your usual host, Sebastian ELIABU, and your usual co-host, yes, Madam FALECIA MASSACKY. Yes, and today we have our guest host, Madam Glory MDEE. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. It's nice to have you today. And our today's topic is called fear of failure. And I would like to welcome our viewers to ask a question or contribute any opinion or fact. It's very welcome. You can write a comment and we will read it very loud. And yeah, we can discuss it here on the table with you guys. Yeah, welcome. And yes, let's get straight to the topic. Yeah, so...
sorry, I'll
yes.
like to cut you short. It's just an interesting one, the fear of failure. And before you get further, maybe, I want to hear from you guys. Are you afraid of something? What is your greatest fear? Just quickly.
I'm afraid of darkness.
Darkness, why?
It is dark.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
maybe it's scary.
Yeah,
All right.
I used to.
Yes,
Yeah.
same, like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So when you sleep, you don't put out lights like
No.
completely. Wow. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
What about
Actually,
you?
I'm afraid of. Okay, what am I afraid of? To think of maybe sometimes not living my best life. I mean, dying, not living my best life.
So you're afraid of death?
Kind of, but
Yeah.
not really.
Not really.
Kind
Yeah.
of dying, then things that
Without
you're thinking
fulfilling.
of. Yeah, fulfilling
Okay.
some things. Yeah. So,
Yeah. I guess for me it's also similar to Seba's. Like, my favorite line is live full and die empty. So my fear is, to die without being empty.
Fulfilling your
Yes.
Yeah.
dreams or...
Interesting.
Actually, that's true actually. So it's not like I'm not afraid of death.
Yeah, we must all die
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, but
You don't say that.
Yeah, so
She's still afraid, eh?
yes. Welcome, and so maybe we get straight to the topic. Yeah. So what is okay? We have spoken of fear already. Yeah. So what is fear really? I know everyone has already experienced it, or still, at some point feels like you might experience it again. Yes. Yeah. So what is fear? Yes.
Okay, I can say that it's an emotional response triggered by a perceived threat or danger, and it can cause a change of mind functioning or body functioning, and I can say that fear is a universal, it's natural. So sometimes it keeps us safe, or it keeps us on the comfort zone. Yeah.
Wow, that's a very detailed definition. Yeah, just to add on to that, I think fear is it's more emotional. It's a feeling, which is not very good. I just thought of fear. The things that attach to it. Sometimes people sweat. Sometimes people are nervous, shaking, and it's just not good. It's just that feeling that is not good because of something that is not very happy, as she said, threatening, when you're being threatened, or when it's a painful experience expected or something, and you wish to avoid or not to face it or something. So all the emotions that come with that, and not very pleasant. I would.
Yeah, so basically it's an unpleasant emotion. Yes, either you fear. I think it's more of you're afraid of the end result, or maybe something you already faced, so you're afraid to face it again.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. Okay. And what is failure? Yes. Yeah. Because we're speaking of fear of failure, so I like to elaborate. Let us elaborate the meaning of fear and failure yourself. Yes.
First, I can ask, like, what are the symptoms of fear? Like, how can you know that I have fear?
How do you know that you have fear? Okay. For me, I think it's first for me. It's the end result. Maybe if it will cause pain or anxiety, or something that you think it has negative impact on you. For example, when you're afraid of the dark, you feel like, okay, maybe there is something hiding, that might harm me. So I think those are the symptoms. Yes. Yeah. You think that there's something negative that might happen to me, and it's not always good. Yeah.
Yeah. And it can be in the thoughts.
Yeah.
It starts with the thoughts, and then it goes to the feelings, and then the heartbeats, and everything. Like
Yeah.
What if it happens? I think, as I said,
Okay, but I think that we should have fear, like.
Yeah, it's. I think it's not
It should
about.
not
I think
be
it's a human
excessive.
it's a human
Yeah.
Because
behavior,
sometimes
so-
fear protects us.
Of course.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you think that if I give, for instance, a corruption to a policeman, and then I cause someone else to die, that means it's a sin. So that's the general fear, that if I won't do this, this will happen. Which is
Oh
a bad
yeah,
thing.
yeah. I agree with you.
So
Yeah.
fear can be constructive, or it
Yes.
can be destructive.
Yeah, but I think, okay, when it comes to that, like fear of being caught or taken by the law or something, I think, what should come first is you abiding by the law, the awareness and the willingness. And then, of course, you don't abide by the law because you're afraid you go to jail. I think you should first understand and be willing to abide, and then fear later or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay,
So back to failure.
yeah,
Yeah.
back to failure, because it has been, we have spent much time on fear. Yes, back to failure. What is your meaning of failure, the idea of failure to you guys?
I think failure is also natural. I think it's something that we should be proud of. It's a stepping stone towards success, that you cannot succeed without failing. Because if there is success without failure, that means all of us can be successful.
But now, I think now before we get to the benefits or the word of failure, I think failure is just, again, I might use the failing, but it's like I want to get this win, this level, this target, and then I get to this target.
Yeah.
So
So it's like not reaching your
here
expectations.
is failure.
Yeah.
Again,
You are hitting the sun. You are planning to hit the sun, then you
Yes.
hit the moon.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, you come to me and see like this level. For you, maybe your level was, can you put your hand? Yes. So for you, if you go to this level, where for me it's failure,
Yeah.
for you it could be
Okay.
a success.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's more subjective.
Yeah, it's more.
My way
Personal.
of failure definition could be different from yours, depending on the benchmarks that we have for ourselves, the targets and the goals that we have, or our belief system as well. If this is my belief, like as you said about sin or something, like if I believe this is a sin and I failed it, for you it could be just okay because perhaps you don't believe in such stuff.
Yes. Now speaking about you're talking about being subjective and benchmarks. Yeah. So let me go straight to why do people fear to fail? Yes, because speaking of this, why do people fear to fail? We have already chipped in, some points before getting to it, because you have said that people are afraid, like if I reach this area, then I expected to reach here, then I have failed. Yes, but I think there are also other ways which make people fear to fail. Yeah.
I think that most of us, we want to be perfect. Like if I do this, no one can laugh at me,
Yes.
or I should not get embarrassed. Like I should be perfect. And most of us also we have been driven by people's thoughts. Like they can control us. Like what if I do this? What if I fail? What will people
Think or say, yeah.
Yes. So okay, that's why people fear, like, okay, now people are afraid to try because they think, okay, someone will laugh at me, and yes, okay, yeah, that is one. Yeah, I guess also sometimes people might think that if I do this, I might embarrass myself.
Yeah, for instance,
You know?
when I was in primary school, I used to fear my dad very much. So when the results of my exams came out,
Yeah.
I choose them. I mean, the exams which I passed, and that is, I will show my dad.
Okay.
This one, yeah.
Yeah.
And those which I felt, I won't show it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one day, I don't know where they got the exams.
Yeah. The ones that
They
you're
were,
hiding.
yeah, the ones that I felt. And he told me that these are the results that I wanted to see. I was like, I failed. Yeah, what the problem is? The problem is that because I failed. So I had them because I was afraid of what
They would
yeah.
do or think of
Yes,
you, yeah.
yes.
I think I also have the same experience. I once hid my exam result. I felt very embarrassed about what I got, and I hid it, and my father found out, and I got a good beating, by the way. And that was the last time I did that.
For me, he told me that if you keep hiding your failures,
Yeah.
you won't succeed, because I won't be able to see your mistakes and to
Absolutely.
teach you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
For me, I
the
will share
people
my
are
school
afraid of
experience. So,
failing.
yeah, as I was saying, I want to share my school experience. Yeah, for that matter. But I also think sometimes, yeah, people do fear trying because, you know, they think the end result might be bad.
Or devastating.
Yeah, devastating, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is one.
Yeah, and that's, I think, is the biggest tragedy, I would say, for us, maybe young people, because sometimes you have a burning desire, you have a dream you want to achieve, but when you think, what if it's just not gonna, succeed, and it's gonna crumble or something, and that will hold you back just because you are afraid of doing that, and that stops a lot of people. They say the cemetery is the most wealthiest place because people have died with ideas that were never there to be tried or to be seen what they could become of, because I think that could be one of the reasons.
There's one example. There's someone told us that when you walk and you reach at the edge, and something in your mind tells you that if you jump, you fall. Yeah. But you at the edge you can see in a wide range. You can see people, you can see dreams or a lot of things that you can do, but you're afraid to jump because you might fall. And what if you jump then you fly? Or what if you jump and fall, you fall on a soft thing?
Absolutely.
So we don't think that way. We're just afraid of flying because we're afraid of being hurt or failing.
Yeah, okay, so for our viewers, I'd like you to suggest anything or say anything about fear and failure, or fear of failure, or fear of trying. Yeah, so please share with us anything. And for now, we have a viewer who Narindwa agree. She says, in my opinion, failure is the inability to fulfill or accomplish a goal. Yeah, so that is very true, and that is one of the definitions. She also says, I think that people fear to fail because the world is wired to believe that failure is a bad thing, something to be embarrassed about, but really it's supposed to be a lesson and a reason to try again. Yes, so we also believe so. Yes.
Yeah, I think failure is what she said. Like it's the mother of innovation.
Yeah.
It's how when all the famous people that we know of, Thomas Edison, the people that made the bulbs, the cars, and everything.
So that's why failure keeps on existing. Yes, yeah. So let's come to this now. Why do failure keep on existing? Because Narendra said that it's supposed to be first a lesson that if you fail, then okay, you learn, okay, I have done this place wrong, so maybe now I need to do it right and, and succeed. Yes, so that is one. Yeah. And what do you guys have to share about, why does failure keep on existing? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's keep on existing because we have to innovate things.
exactly. I think that's the best.
We have to be innovative.
Yeah, so it's like in order to win, you need to fail at some point. Yeah.
And the world would be so boring if there was just one perfect way of doing
smooth
something.
way of reaching at the top. Yes, yeah. So obstacles are kind of a must because challenges, yes, yeah, they push us and keep us strong.
So to discourage those, those one who say that, for instance, someone told me that if you fail, you're fired. Exposed.
I like
so
the
that
bosses.
means, that if you fail, you're fired. So that means that they won't be innovative in innovation, because if you think that, what if I fail? Then I get fired.
For me, I think it's because we call it. I think because we call it failing. Yeah, now it sounds like it sounds like a bad thing, But really, for a person to be at the top, yes, and it's like, okay, like in school, yes, there you can say I'm at the top without those who are down. Yes, because yes, we call them failure, people who have failed, and but I think it's like,
I think if you fail, you made a mistake and then you fail. That's right.
Yes.
So if you fail again, you won't repeat the same mistake. You just do another
you're
mistake.
Supposed to learn from it, I guess.
So
yes.
Yeah. So speaking of why people, we have spoken about why people, why failure? Yes. Why does it keep on existing? Now, what are the effects? Yes, of the fear of failure. That I'm afraid to fail. Now, what are the drawbacks of it?
I think most of us, we have not reached our full potential because we are afraid of trying, or we are afraid of we have that fear of failure. Or we haven't fulfilled our dreams. Or sometimes we are afraid of even dream big because we just have that fear.
And just to add that, like, if you think of even ourselves, the things that we fear doing, those are the things that we don't do. Like, you don't want to hear it. If you're afraid of the heights, you will not go to the, you not even want to go to, if you're afraid of the dark, as she said, she'll always have the lights on. So we are not willing to confront the things that we are afraid of. And so as a result, because of all that, we don't do anything. So someone would rather procrastinate or sit down and not do anything, which basically will, as she said, will block you from progressing, from moving forward. So if you had any dreams, if you had any aspirations, if you had anything, it would not have happened. And that means you'll just be where you are, or just going around circles, but basically you will not achieve whatever, even if it's just the slightest idea. You will never know what it would have amounted to if you never dared to just what the heck, let me just try it. So I think that's the main tragedy, I would say. Like
so it's basically like you do not do anything. So it's like the effect is the failure itself. Because if you do not do anything,
that's very
like
good.
Yes,
it's failure.
Yeah. So maybe another thing is like maybe you lose the opportunity to grow. Because if you do not try, you do not do, you can't grow. Because even if you try and fail, you must have
learned
something. You must have added value into yourself, I guess. And sometimes the fear itself may cause, you know, sometimes health issues. I don't know. I guess. I think, you know, yeah, because you're just afraid and you're not doing anything, and maybe someone is pressuring you, and yeah. So yeah. Maybe you have anything to add about the drawbacks? Yeah.
It can also cause anxiety, because if I have the same idea as you, but I have that fear of doing it, and I see you succeed.
Yeah, by the way.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And as you said, the enmity is there. That's absolutely right, and you might even fail to get yourself out and actually learn and try to do something. It can actually take you even down, like, how can I do something? Someone is doing exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And again, that can bring, again, as I say, is health issues. Like, you know, you might get depressed, you might get, because it's like life is just not the way, it's only in your head, but it's not out there. So you're not, you know, flourishing, you're not doing the best that, you know, you can be just because of that. Yeah.
So, yeah, one thing I just thought of, because we have spoken of, you know, the effect of fearing in a negative way, but I also think having fear, it sometimes might, you know, it might have a positive way, because let's say you want to invest on something, but you're afraid that, okay, maybe it might fail. Yes. So what if I don't invest? So maybe your money might be safe.
Good.
Yes, your money might be safe, and you do not know what will happen. So if it fails, you will still have your money, I guess. So it's kind of
Give yourself.
I know. Yeah, it won't take you higher, but you know, sometimes it might have a positive effect, I guess. But it's not that you know, we do not encourage it. Unless maybe if you do not have nothing, then you just need to go for it. Because I guess you won't have anything to lose.
Maybe if you tell me that you want to invest and you don't know, maybe you have not have that knowledge towards that investment. So you have fear, like, I do not put that amount of money. So I'll keep them, but I will just explore more about it so that I can invest again.
You might do that, I guess. You might invest a bit, maybe see how it goes, and if it fails, you know, okay, the rest of my, you know, But if you do not have anything, I encourage you to go for it, because mostly you won't have anything to lose, I guess.
I think there should be, like, maybe exceptions, like exceptionals. For instance, as you said, before you say, like, I'm afraid of failing, you should have done the necessary analysis, you know, of the possible outcomes. And then now, if you're very sure that I'm not doing this because of the risks involved, then it's okay. But if you're just not doing this because you're afraid or something, then
sometimes you might have made a research maybe, and you know the risk is maybe 50-50. So you're like, if I invest, it might or it might not. So So I guess So speaking of these effects, how do we conquer the fear of failure? Any inputs? Okay, before we go on, we have a comment here from Nani again that says no one gets it right in the first time. When trying to do something. So there are some wrongs, and you know, you might do something at some extent, and you think, okay, so maybe I have to innovate this. So it might be very perfect. And Nani also says fear exists to challenge our innovative minds. So I guess this is very true. This is very true. I think without fear, we cannot challenge ourselves.
It's very true. Very true. It's always like, you know, fear is always like this cloud that comes in when you just want to, you know, you have given yourself some strength, some courage, you're ready to do something that is bigger than you. And then just this cloud comes in, like it tries to intimidate you and trying to stop you. So that is like, you know, it's a challenge. Now you have to. It's not. When it's not there, fear. That means it's easy for you. You know, it's something that is achievable. It's something that does not even threaten you. So that is like way below you.
Yeah.
So when you see some elements of fear, it's a good thing. That means now you need to actually now, you know, go beyond that.
Yes.
And so it's we need the fear. Like it should be there, but
I think there are some questions that you can ask yourself towards fear. Maybe, maybe if I have fear or if I face fear, what my body be like? Maybe my shoulders, I'll put them down, or I'll hold my hands, or maybe I'll be shaking or what. And then you should ask yourself, at that time, what am I focusing on? Maybe I'm focusing on negative things that I will get embarrassed, or they will laugh at me, or I'll get rejected. And the other thing is to ask yourself, like, what are the words that I've been speaking about myself at that time? Maybe I'm not good. Maybe I'm not beautiful, or like, I don't know much. So those negative words or that focus will just give you a picture in your mind, like they will laugh at you. So that will develop fear. So I think the thing we should do that, you should put facts and you should put fear. Like, the fact is, I don't know if they will laugh at me, but I have this fear that they will laugh at me. So if you put fear, if you put facts, and then you remove or you erase those that keep in your mind that you have fear, and so you remain with facts. So that means you can.
Yeah. So real quick, because I think we are kind of out of time, guys. Yeah. So maybe let's take. Okay. Let's
I just want to add to that. Can I?
Yeah.
Just okay.
Sure. You want to read some?
Yeah, because we need to speak of. Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to add to that because it's very important to learn how to overcome that. I think also the most important thing that maybe we may not have discussed is how the causes of fear of failure. One of them is experience.
Yes.
So something that you've experienced before can traumatize you and then make you not want to try again because something failed, something did not work out, somebody laughed at you, so you're not willing to try again.
Yeah.
So maybe just because somebody did it and it did not work out does not mean that is going to be your story.
Yeah.
And just because you did it before and it did not work out, it does not mean that that business, you cannot start another business. That does not mean that you cannot reapply to that opportunity. Yes. So the most important thing is, when we get a no, we think it's a rejection. It's just done. No. Let's go back to those people who have failed, or even our past experiences that we have failed. Sit down and analyze the situation. Like, what really caused for me to fail? Maybe I wasn't experienced. Maybe I had limited knowledge. I need to go for this program. I need to go to school. I need to increase my education. Whatever. What do you need to improve? And how can you be the best of you? And start working on those things. And what did that person did wrong? Or maybe they were not well positioned. Sometimes just about the best time and the best place and things like that. So that analysis can really help you, and just do it and have a different faith that it was going to work out.
Yes, yeah, thank you. And okay, maybe I might add one thing or two in there, because you have said how the cause of failure, and sometimes you need to go back and analyze what you have done wrong. Yes, yeah, maybe, and through analyzing you might find out maybe the thing you was doing, it wasn't for you. Yeah, it was like not meant, I think, for you. So maybe if you try and do something else, do not be afraid to do something else. You might start doing something else and succeed. And also I like to say maybe take the risk. Yeah, take the risk of doing something. That way you will conquer the fear. Yeah. Just face it actually, and have faith and believe. And so I think we're done.
Yeah.
We have to sign.
Okay. 1 second, 2 seconds, or 3 seconds.
Yes.
Failure is always there. Yeah.
Of course.
you're gonna fail.
Yeah, it will
You
be-
might
Even
fail,
100
and be
times.
happy when you fail.
Yeah.
You know, just know that you're gonna rise, you're gonna move on. So don't be failure is there. And
you as with our guest here, Glory Mde, and our co-host FALECIA Massackky, and your host as usual, Sebastian ELIABU, and our topic today was about fear of failure. Yes, we all have one or two or three or maybe many, some who have none. I really appreciate you, and yes, see you next week. Yeah.
Bye.
bye. Please follow and subscribe to our social media pages or contact us to register for our programs.